It's Sunday morning. I believe it's October 12th, I think. Whew. I'm like 3 miles in. Haven't made a video in a minute. It's kind of hot this morning. Well, it was cool earlier this morning. This time of the season, this time of the year, it'd be very, can I put it? It'd be very, cool in the morning. Then as soon as that sun comes up, it's all over. Let me fix this mic, man. Tired of nursing and babysitting this mic, man. Gotta come up with a better idea, because I know it's bumping up against my beard or my scruff. Because I could hear the vibrations through the earphones itself. So I know it's on the mic. I stick this piece down in there and keep it from dangling. That's better. Sound like somebody's talking on here. For real. What is this thing picking up? I said to myself, oh, here's this little plane up here. Probably a little cheap ass radio. This plane right here. This is cops. It says Pipeline Patrol on the bottom. Look. He's dipping back at me. Look. Guy's doing. That's what it was, a little cheap ass little bullshit radio. I'm picking it up on these phones. I know I was hearing something. See, look. Oh, all this week. I've been very busy this week. I knew it was coming. It has to do with my daughter in Canada. Man, stuff is crazy. Oh boy, there's always some craziness. Yeah, stuff is crazy, man. Your mom has seen ever since like June, when she graduated and went to high school. She's just starting high school. They're just getting back like maybe a month ago. So what happened was, because I told you before, her grandmother, on the visit to her grandmother's, me and her used to talk on the phone. And they got those people so shook about who they could talk to and who they can't talk to. They were using it as a manipulation tactic. Trying to give money, send money. I got to send it through my, we could say ex-wife, well, we separated. Through her mother, my wife or whatever. Then, that's been going on for years. That's been going on. My daughter's 13. That's been going on since she was born and before she was born. And the crazy part about it is, That lady, the foster mom, is trying to cut those people off, trying to cut my family off flat out. Don't want my daughter even going over there. Since this COVID thing pops up, it's a perfect excuse for my daughter not to go, like on inside visits, like home visits and all that. And my wife hasn't done what she's supposed to do. And it doesn't matter anyway, because she doesn't want my daughter in the house. That's just all there is to that, which is insane if you think about it. But that's the way that it really is. And I'm not ashamed to say so. It's not my shame to carry. Yeah, it's not my shame to carry. And she doesn't want the child in the house. That child's aggressive, loud and wild. I told him that kid was gonna be wild, like every other kid like that's in my family. But I'm not taking the blame, because family can handle each other. You know, like if she was here, she'd have been handled. You know, I was raised up like a corporal punishment type of household. None of that fluffy slap on the wrist bullshit. That shit didn't exist. You did something wrong, you know you was getting tore the fuck out of frame. That's what you're gonna think before you make that dumbass move of yours you'll be making. And you still got these grown ass motherfuckers going in and out of jail all their life. And they 40, 50, 60 years old, still going to prison. All from reform school. Some of these people been going to jail, start going to jail and getting in trouble when later on in their life. They're gonna find a way to keep niggas locked up. So what do? They're gonna change laws and all type of shit. That's why the demographic amongst the blacks change with ages and genders and all that, because the laws change. You know, they start letting certain drugs in. Shit's gonna change. So my daughter's in Canada, but her spirit, she was raised here maybe, I guess you could say like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years maybe, 4 years, if that many. So then that means that 9 has been up there. The last 9 has been up there. Or the last 9 to 10 been up there. So you could say the last 10. Whew. And I knew they wasn't gonna be able to handle her. White people are like weak when it comes to raising children. And I think it goes all the way back to like slavery and shit like that. From my ancestors being horsewhipped, and the natives that's in our family been dogged out. So that's why I think that black people have a strong spirit. Anyway, and hard to break them. Hard to break us. That all boils back down to the slavery stuff. Where white people are like, you know, soft and mushy. And you got some, most of this country is white trash anyway. They be fighting and drinking and going in and out of prison. But not like black people, who make up most of the population in prison. But there's still some crazy ass white people. Trust me. Just like I seen Dave Chappelle on one of his comedy shows on TV. He says, if you ever see a white boy with a group of blacks, there's no telling what that guy had to do to be down, and they let him hang. You see? Not the other way around. Like a black with a group of whites. It's like, you don't know what that dude had to do or what he did to try to prove himself, so he could be a wigger or whatever the fuck you want to call him. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that lady's a snake ass. She a snake. She's gonna turn my daughter against her grandmother, her sister, and her mom. It was bad enough as it was already. Because she's monitoring the phone calls. They sending all kind of messages and calls. They got to go through the foster mother, and the foster mother saying that nobody called. And instead of saying your mom called today and stuff like that, she ain't telling my daughter anything. This has been going on since. This has been going on for over 5 years. This has been going on for like almost 6 years. In November, it'll make 6 years. So this has been going on, what's it, 2015? No, it'll be 5 years. This has been going on for 5 years. Screening phone calls, lying, saying nobody calls them. So that's making a child feel neglected. And that lady's convincing her that mommy don't care, your sister don't care, your grandmama ain't shit. And meanwhile, my daughter's living good. My daughter has a master bedroom. She lives in a big gigantic house. She has a master bedroom. She got a jacuzzi tub in there. She got this big old, she look like a half a ton fucking bed frame, the way the bed is. Because she had graduated into high school, to go to high school. So, she basically is promoted. But then again, it's a foster house. And it's that lady and that man's. I don't know how they do it or how it's ran, but that bitch full of shit. And I've been like being kind of condescending and a little critical with my wife and that family over there. Yeah. Because I really didn't know what's going on. You guys are figuring, well, how you know what's going on now? How do I know what's going on now? Because I done been across the drawbridge and past the keep. I'm in the castle now. They can't even get past the moat. That's where they stand. And when my baby does come across, she's escorted and supervised. Then they did some shit with the sister. Let the sister be with her by herself. Sister's 21. And grandma and the sister's supposed to go to this place called Bear Creek Park. It's a place over there in Vancouver. And then my big daughter, or my stepdaughter you could say, the 21-year-old, she meets her father over there. And he brings her baby. He's the guy with 1,000 babies. She meets her father over there. And the mother, that baby's mother. And the father, her father, another kid that the man made. The man got like 8 kids. 7, 8 kids by all these different women. And he's a negative influence. And they wasn't part of the plan. Him and his baby and his crazy ass Native American chick that he fucks with that got 4 kids and all that madness. Them 3, grandma, stepdaughter, and my daughter, supposedly went to the park and had a decent time. Not nobody else. If y'all know anything about foster care, that wasn't supposed to be, you know? So, once that lady got a whiff of that, she came over quick fast. I guess she calls to check or whatever. And they said, oh, we're at Bear Creek Park. She probably checked with the 21-year-old and the grandmother. We're at Bear Creek Park with the big girls, you know, my 20-year-old's father and one of his kids, one of his baby mamas. That foster mom flew over there and told my daughter, get in the car. That wasn't the plan. You know? Like I told you guys before, grown-ups do grown-up things. And you can't do grown-up things around children if they minors. They up there thinking that weed is legal. Well, it is. So is alcohol. So is cigarettes. But y'all don't want your kids around that shit. Oh, I want my kid to see everything. I want them to see it before somebody else shows it to them. They're gonna see it anyway. Save their innocence as long as you can. Don't show them that you's a loose booty, high body count fucking bitch. And you running around introducing her to all kind of niggas running in and out of the house, if that's the case. Or a different nigga every time you turn around. She's looking for her baby daddy. She don't care, but she's not looking for no fucking new father. And you hoes is just out there trying to fucking get what you can get and then dump the nigga and then go to the next one. Get what you get and then till the faucet turns off and then you go to the next one. You all know what you're doing. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's money, whether it's fucking sex, whatever the benefit is you're getting out of it. Whatever the benefit is. You're lonely, you need validation, whatever the fuck it is. As soon as it stops, you go to the next one looking for it. So it ain't got to be all about prostitution. I ain't talking about that. I'm just talking about fulfilling your needs or whatever. And then you forget about the kid. Fucking stupid can you fucking be? And that's what's wrong with you hoes. That's what's wrong with a lot of men too. Trying to fulfill the need to bust a nut. If it ain't busting a nut, it's smoking a joint. If it ain't smoking a joint, you want to drink. If it ain't looking for some shit some temporary shit. Some temporary physical bullshit that's gonna temporarily take care of you when all the things you need is right inside of you. You're going external to look for it. And if you don't have it, you feel crazy. It's like your logic has turned against you. That's what happened, and that's what's happening today. People's logic has turned against them. Everybody's. You know, it has. It's like me putting up with this bullshit. That's a perfect example right there. The average motherfucker will turn his back and say, fuck that bitch. Fuck all them people in Canada. She's in foster care. The mother don't care. Yada, 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 yada. No, I ain't thinking about all that shit. Really. Part of it. Part of me, yes. I'm human. But it's the child. Now she's in high school. She's already got friends that are about money. Some girl gave my daughter $50 for her birthday. The foster mom told her to give it back. And then I said, what kind of school she go to? And then I realized And I told her mother that what school she's going to. She said, oh, she's going to this good school. The foster mom said, because the foster mom plays high post, like I said. The foster mom said this, that, and the other thing, and we ain't got to worry about her being around wild ratchet ass, basically ratchet ass. I'm from New York, that's what we call it. Ratchet ass, wild ass public school shit. Shit, where I come from in New York, they got fucking metal detectors. Students be bringing knives and guns to school. They don't have that in Canada. It ain't that kind of a country. They've been cut the nuts out of those motherfuckers. Yeah, they've been took the guns from them a long time ago. There's still a lot of guns around, but it's hard to get your hands on them. It's harder to get your hands on them. They still kill and shoot and sell drugs like any other country, but it ain't like the U.S. Yeah, and then you got, she says, then the girl showed her another $100. And I'm saying, who's gonna do it? Then I said, maybe they trying to recruit, youngins out of there. Maybe they trying to recruit her or something, like, hang with me. The lady was telling me, I said, you better be at that pickup spot when she comes to pick you up. I said, I told you that before you even started. Don't follow those kids. Because when you follow those kids, it's all over. You're through. They're going to turn you out. They're going to turn you. She's already turning anyway. Come on, y'all remember when y'all was 13? You remember when y'all was 13? That's when they start turning. Some people turn before that. Some 13 years olds already in reform school, waiting for their prison term and shit. So a lot of things could happen. So just like I said, she's gonna turn. But I just want her to know that she has family that love her. Always love your mother. You may not like what they do. You might not like what your foster mother tells you about them. And I don't care what anybody says about them. I love them, and you can love them. I don't like them. It really makes me no difference. But I sure love them. You understand? And I won't let nothing bad happen to them and all that other crap. Protect them with my life. If it came down to it. So that's that. And that shit's easy to talk from here. But like I told my baby, told her, ain't too many people gonna take a bullet for you or stand in front of a bullet for you. I will. So this is all this stuff these people putting in your head. Your mother will, your sister will, and your grandmother will. That's the difference between blood and friends. Friends will snitch on you when they get caught to save their own ass, keep their own freedom. Most of them, not all, but most. Because most people don't have no integrity. It's a me kind of situation. And that's what's happening now in the world with this narcissism running mad. It's a narcissism running crazy. Selfies and fake fucking photos. Photos from overhead. Photo headshots because you's a fat bitch. Photos from overhead. Because your body looks this way at that angle. And people's not keeping it real. People's keeping it real, all right. They're keeping it real fake. Keeping it real fake. And of course, if a nigga travels out of state or to another country and he sees that he's fucking facing this pig Now he's looking at a pig that showed him some pretty ass pictures. Now he sees that the person ain't who they say they were. And that's how that be going. Sometimes there's be harm done to people because they were slick talking, conned into meeting somebody. And that's what a lot of those people be hoping. They be hoping that that you accept them for who they are. You don't fake nobody out like that. And they travel from another state to go see you. And then here you are, you're not even the person in the picture. Here you are, some kind of 300-pound bitch. But you portray yourself as a pretty chick half that size. You just hoping that the emotional connection that you made can, override your looks. But it's a lie. The person's not gonna trust you. It's like there's a lot of beautiful women with fucked up teeth. So they're not gonna smile. Guys too. They're not gonna smile on their pictures online. Ear to ear. They're gonna smirk. They're not gonna give a big old cheesy smile. Because their shit look like Swiss cheese. So they ain't gonna do that. And then you done built up feelings for the person. You done built up feelings for the person. And now you go to visit them, or they send for you, and here you come. Motherfuckers looking around the airport like, she not even on that flight. And she the last one standing there. Tell them, hi. And you be like, damn. Oh, boy. And guys will do them anyway. Same way with the girls. They'll do the dude anyway. Because they thirsty. And they wouldn't be online if they wasn't. Back to my girl. I told her, I said, yeah, hey. Don't let nobody turn you against your family. That's what the lady has done. She gave my daughter a phone. Oh, your daughter has a phone now. Don't tell her mother. Don't tell her mom or her sister. Don't give nobody this number. You see, but my daughter always had a phone. Because for the past 3 years, she's been bugging me about some iPhone 6. So I know that she has had a phone since then. And it's really not her phone. It's just an extra phone that's on that woman's plan that she uses for those foster kids. And what she does is she clocks that. She clocks the people on that phone. You thinking that you talking to your child, and meanwhile it's that bitch on the phone, having a good time, entertaining herself, trying to figure out where the other person's coming from. She played my daughter like that several times. I beat this guy around the corner. She played my daughter several times. Tried to play me several times against my daughter. And I said, but I just use it when she goes to school. When she goes to school, I told her to pay attention in class, to be a good girl. Daddy loves you. Have a great day, and send us some little hearts. And that's all I was doing on the phone. I never had no blown out texting or. The only time I called the phone is when that lady was right there, monitoring her. So in other words, half the time it's not even my daughter. Half the time it's that foster bitch playing fucking games. So she done turned my daughter against her mother and against her grandmother and against her sisters by saying they don't care. They don't care. Instead of saying that yeah, she called today, but you can't talk because you got homework to do or something like that. No, she's saying, no, they didn't call. Nobody called. That bitch been doing that for years. That makes a kid resentful. That make a kid feels like their parents don't care. Or that their family don't care. Make her feel alienated. Because my wife called me and said, she doesn't want to talk to her. So what you mean she doesn't want to talk to you? Well, that's what the foster mother says. The foster mother says that your daughter doesn't want to talk to you. That's a bullshit lie. It's the foster mother telling you that shit. It ain't our daughter telling you that. It ain't what our daughter wants. It's what that foster bitch wants. I said, she been fooling your motherfuckers for years. And that shit's gotta stop. And I told that bitch that shit too. I said, this gotta stop. What do you mean you ain't got nothing to say? I said, why don't you talk to your mother? See, they should have never let me in. So they let me in. How am I gonna go against my family? I don't give a fuck about that foster bitch. That could get that bitch, make her disappear some fucking way. Everybody in that fucking house. People capable of doing anything, just like that bitch capable of trying to keep my daughter away from her. So that bitch will be a news story. And my daughter's going to turn in like any 13-year-old going to turn. They're in high school. They're looking at the boys. They're horny. The boys are horny. They're getting high. They're drinking. You can't guard your kid but for so long, even in private school, even in Catholic school or religious school. You can't override the nature of the human nature. Can't override human nature. Yeah, you can't override human nature. Human nature will always win. So they come up with laws and guns. So they try to scare you with prison, laws and guns and all that shit. Especially if you're black. If you're black, oh, you're supposed to be worried. Niggas ain't afraid to die. That's the fucking problem for them, for the rulers, because niggas ain't afraid to die. Niggas don't give a fuck. They've been enslaved. They've been turned loose. And motherfuckers know it too. It's in the DNA. Just like my daughter there. She gonna turn and wind up doing something to that lady. Is what's gonna happen. I just don't want her to get in trouble. I want her to. I gotta go to the consulate and tell them the situation, so I get her out of that fucking country. She's an American. She's born in the Bronx, New York. She wasn't born in no fucking Canada. She was born in New York City, just like me. Motherfuckers in New York don't give a fuck. Yeah, and 9 out of 10 niggas is gonna be aggressive. 9 out of 10, man or woman. They can talk all that intelligent stuff and be nice and all that. And then the minute shit get rough, you'll sit back and say, oh man, I thought you was a civilized nigga. Nah. The motherfuckers that came here as the savages that killed all the Indians. The savage cowards. Because they had guns and stuff. So now this shit's kind of even. That's what they're panicking about. Gun control. All this bullshit. Hard drug laws and gun control and all this. Yeah, shit done evened up a little bit. It still ain't even, and they're still scared to death. Just the way it is. This is the reality of it. I'm older. I don't give a fuck. I done did everything, good and bad. I'm just riding out my life. That's it. I'm over the hill. I'm on the backside of the hill now. And the way they got these boys so lazy and fucked up, sitting behind computers, couch potatoes, smoking weed and drinking, and they ain't even trying to get fucking pussy. They ain't even trying to make babies. These neutered ass. You can't even beat your kids and all that shit. That's what's wrong. Place is soft because it makes it easier to control everybody. That's what it does. They'll break. It'll take your spirit. Either they're trying to take your spirit or they're trying to break your spirit. So it'll make those no-face motherfuckers easier to pay these talking heads to sit up on TV and lie all day, every day. That's what they do. I don't even watch that shit. I don't want that shit in my head. It's a theater. It's an act. Them politicians are actors. And they read from a script. And you motherfuckers are sitting up there like dummies, believing the shit they talking. It's a script. It's a script on paper by the real rulers. The bankers rule. That's who rule, the bankers. And then there's people that rule the bankers. But you think everybody needs money to stay alive? You think there's nobody on the planet that doesn't spend money? I mean, that has to spend money. You don't have to spend money to stay alive, to be alive and to live. So I assume it's going to be a cashless society. Cash is going to be for the underground, like in prison. And if you get caught with it, you're going to get in trouble and all that dumbass shit. Pathetic. Yeah, so I got to see what they're going to do. I told my stepdaughter to go down to that school and talk to your sister. Fuck what that lady's talking about. There's an order protection and none of that. I told the mother that too, and the grandmother. Go meet her on her break or whatever and talk to her. That's what you got to do. And tell your side of the story. So I call you all the time. That lady's not telling you. Your dad knows. See, your dad knows what's going on. So your dad knows. I'm getting off this phone. I told her to go down to school and tell her, catch her on one of her breaks or something, and tell her your dad knows that lady's been withholding information, withholding phone calls, withholding texts, monitoring the answer machine. Yeah, she sent me some kind of fucked up message Thursday or Friday, talking about basically your daughter doesn't have the phone anymore. Thanks a lot. If you want to talk to her, you call my cell phone or my home phone. See, that bitch talking that shit so that she could not tell my daughter that I called. Trying to put me like I'm a fall for the okie doke. You see? And that's what she's been doing. That's what she said. Don't call my cell phone. I took a screenshot of it and sent it to my wife. And that's what she got them trained on. If you call her cell phone, she never returns the call. And then when she does return the call, she says that they so busy and whatever. And bitch, just put her on the phone. Fuck are you talking about? You little frog-faced looking hooker. Put her on the phone. Fuck you talking about, bitch? Ain't nobody that fucking busy. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. And then if she doesn't pick up her cell phone or her message or answers the voicemail, it just sits there. And she ain't gonna sit up there and say, your mother just called, your sister just called, your grandma. She doesn't do that. She just lets that shit marinate and leave, and the girl just be sitting there like she feels like nobody cares. That's what's happening. So since she graduated, I had got her a laptop for high school. Well, she keeps a laptop. Everybody in the family keeps a laptop. I'll make sure of that. Or some kind of tablet or something. Yeah. And yeah, I got her a laptop, and then I got her some let me restart this thing. I'll tell you what I got her. Peace.